The latest news on your $2,000 fourth stimulus check update and recurring stimulus check update. Senator Bernie Sanders has recently pitched a proposal for $1,000 debit cards for seniors to be included in this budget bill. $1,000 would definitely be a big help to all the seniors out there. But Joe Manchin has recently fired a warning shot on the Democrats' plans to expand Medicare. Now, this comes as Bernie Sanders has just proposed $1,000 vouchers for seniors. Joe Manchin's back at it again. I was kind of looking forward to maybe him not being in the news today, but here we are. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has just announced that a Senate-House deal on the tax framework for the $3.5 trillion stimulus package has just been made. Now, this is a big step forward. Now, what could this new tax framework mean for the funding of the bill? We'll discuss all of these and more in today's video, so definitely stick around to the end. But first, I want to say welcome back to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. And for those who are brand new to the channel, we cover all things personal finance, investing, cryptocurrencies, stock market updates, and of course, stimulus check updates and stimulus package updates. So if you haven't already, join the family, hit the subscribe button, and tap that notification bell. That way you're notified as soon as I release new videos and updates. And really quick question for the community. What is the one movie that you have watched at least 10 times? I know for me, my favorite movie is Bad Boys 2. I had to have watched that movie at least 20 times and I can recite it by heart. What's that movie for you? I'd love to hear from you guys. Hit me up in the comments. Let's go and jump into this. All right, so first up, here's news on some new stimulus checks that could be heading out very, very soon. So Senator Bernie Sanders has recently pitched a proposal for $1,000 debit cards for seniors to be included in this budget bill. Now, this is a very good sign because like I said, this bill is not finalized until it's finalized, right? So our fourth stimulus check could be added to the stimulus bill at any point in time. So this is a very good sign to see at least there is starting to be a push for additional money going out to the people. Now, the big question is, if this actually gets through, who would actually be the beneficiaries of this $1,000 stimulus? And what's this $1,000 for? Let's go into the details here. It says here that seniors could actually get $1,000 loaded onto a debit card for dental visits, hearing aids, or eyeglasses under a new plan from Senator Bernie Sanders. The debit cards, which Sanders has called vouchers, would be means tested for Medicare beneficiaries. The funds would be available to individuals who are making less than $75,000 per year and families with incomes under $150,000 per year, similar to the rules used for stimulus funds during the... Now, this is great news because majority of families, individuals are usually making less than $75,000 a year, and the majority of families in America are making well below $150,000 per year. So this would actually make a lot of people qualify for it. And Senator Bernie Sanders has always been the proponent of programs like this. He's always been about helping the people and implementing new programs to improve lives, and this is a big step in the right direction. Also, as far as I know, this is part of the Democrats' agenda, so we may actually see more support for this as we go forward. Now, seniors across the country would certainly appreciate an extra $1,000. Comment down below if you would. However, what exactly does means-tested vouchers mean? Basically, this means that there are qualifications to meet to determine whether or not you're going to be eligible for this program. Now, in this case, an individual making less than $75,000 will be entitled to receive vouchers. Now, if you happen to qualify, you'll get it. A more comprehensive range of qualifications to cover more seniors could be better though, but I really don't think that would be feasible. This is a very good initiative from Bernie Sanders nonetheless. The money would be given out to seniors before planned new benefits can be rolled out, Sanders said. That would ensure people in Medicare can pay for their health services sooner than governments can offer them as a central part of the public health program. The goal is to provide dental care, hearing aids, and eyeglasses as soon as possible, he said. As the way things are now, this is kind of an early measure. Implementing these other benefit programs into Medicare's central program will undoubtedly take much time, so these $1,000 vouchers would actually provide assistance earlier than expected. This is something we don't normally hear, earlier than expected, right? Now, with it still going strong right now, this is definitely necessary. It's caused many ripple effects in numerous sectors across the country after all. There were 63 million people on Medicare by July 2021, according to the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services. Half of all seniors on Medicare had incomes below $26,200 in 2016, according to a 2017 report from Kaiser Family Foundation. Sanders wants to tack the proposal onto Democrats' reconciliation package, through which lawmakers want to expand Medicare to include hearing, vision, and dental benefits. Under a House proposal, dental benefits wouldn't start until 2028. Based on the data, half of all seniors would likely qualify for these $1,000 vouchers under his proposal, the proposal by Sanders. Sanders. Now, that's a lot of people, and this could definitely be life-changing for them. Although a House proposal has already been introduced for expanded benefits, that wouldn't take place until 2028. By that time, I believe that Sanders thinks that it would already be too late, which is actually why he's pushing for this right now. The sooner the better, right guys? It seems like Bernie Sanders has always been the leader of proposals such as this one. He's always calling to help more people, and of course, such is the case with this stimulus bill. But as far as I know, he's one of the principal leaders behind the push for the stimulus bill, and he also wants to get many things done there. The $3.5 trillion stimulus bill is the grand project by the Democrats, which they'll be passing through reconciliation. Now, with a massive budget of $3.5 trillion, they want to get as many programs in there as possible. Some of the stimulus provisions that they want to include free community college, universal pre-K, lowered prices, Social Security raises, those $200 monthly Social Security raises, unemployment, housing credit improvements, extension on the child tax credits, Medicare expansion. Let's not forget student loan forgiveness. And if we're lucky, we might even get that fourth stimulus check in there. I know it's certainly a lot and the Democrats are being quite ambitious. But the question is, where is that fourth stimulus check though? A fourth stimulus check still hasn't been brought up recently, and we might have to wait until the last minute before we hear about it. Remember, one of the previous stimulus packages before only included a stimulus check at the last minute. And with all of the different line items in the current stimulus package, I'm thinking that the politicians are looking at it from the perspective of why muddy the waters right now? Let's get the bulk of things approved, and then we'll just tuck in that fourth stimulus check just before the buzzer rings. So I'm personally not giving up any hope at all. In fact, I'm staying very optimistic on the fact that we could possibly still see a fourth stimulus check yet. So we'll definitely have to wait and see. Now, this $3.5 trillion stimulus bill is in line with President Biden's Build Back Better agenda. Democrats are persistent in getting this bill now rather than later, which is understandable since they have the majority right now. They will not let this chance slip away. I actually have some big news about the progress of the stimulus bill later that I want to share with you guys, so definitely stay tuned on that one. I'm pretty sure that millions of seniors on Medicare are very happy to hear about this news. Senator Bernie Sanders knows exactly what bills to push for and what the people like and what they need. What do you guys think about this though? Do you guys think that this is a good move from Bernie Sanders, or what are your thoughts on this? Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know where you stand. Now, there is actually some opposition to this, and I bet you guys would not be surprised to find out who is against it. Up next, here's the other side of the same coin. Senator Joe Manchin. I know, Joe Manchin again. But don't shoot the messenger, I'm just delivering the news. He has fired a warning shot on the plans to expand Medicare. Now, this comes as Bernie Sanders has just proposed $1,000 vouchers for seniors. Now, what could his reason for being against this be? Let's find out right here. Senator Joe Manchin is firing a warning shot at progressives' hopes of using a sweeping social spending bill to expand Medicare, arguing Democrats should first focus on shoring up the program. Now, this is about the Democrats' goal to include Medicare expansion into the $3.5 trillion stimulus bill. Is anybody even surprised to hear that he's against this? I think the list of things that he's actually for would be shorter. Now, he's saying that instead of expanding the program, they must focus on supporting it. Again, he's going against the main agenda of his peers, and I wonder how this is going to turn out. But now, before we move on to the next question, just a quick question and poll for you guys. If you're labeled as a Democratic senator, but you don't agree with the majority of what the Democrats are pushing for, are you a Democrat or are you in alignment with some other party? Comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys on that one. It says here that Manchin, leaving the Capitol after a vote on Thursday, was asked about expanding Medicare to cover hearing, vision, and dental, something included in the House Democrats' $3.5 trillion spending plan and being championed in the Senate by Senator Bernie Sanders. I'll say this about Medicare. We need to stabilize it. By 2026, you understand the trust fund is going to be insolvent. I want to make sure we are stabilizing what we have before we start going down this expansion roll. Now, this statement comes according to Manchin, and it makes sense. It does make sense. Why go expand something that you can hardly afford as is? I get it. Now, by insolvent, Manchin means that the current fund, it will not last until 2026. It's only 5 years out. So that's his primary concern. So he's actually saying that they must stabilize it now instead of making up new programs that could mean spending more money than they currently have. In fact, spending more money than they currently have would actually make the fund deplete itself even before 2026. So that would be even worse. However, what he's missing here is that the stimulus bill is actually going to be funded. One of the main points of discussion has been funding the stimulus bill, and Congress has finally made up a list of solutions for this. That is the big step that the Democrats took recently, which we'll go into detail in the next portion of this video, so definitely stay tuned for that one. But let's continue. Manchin told the Washington Post earlier this year that he opposed lowering the eligibility age for Medicare. Democratic senators have been publicly and privately urging Manchin to detail what he would support and what he opposes, as a part of the spending plan, of course. President Biden has also urged moderates during a White House meeting to come up with a top-line figure that they believe that they can get behind. Senator Joe Manchin did state his stance early, and he's just following through. It looks like he's the kind of guy that sticks to what he said no matter what. Now, he's also been the topic of controversy recently due to his many hot takes, such as suggesting a $1 trillion price tag for the bill. President Biden even attempted to persuade him to cooperate, but his efforts were futile. President Biden also recently hosted a meeting with numerous Democrats and Manchin, which was described as productive. But we'll have to wait and see if that meeting improved the chances of getting this bill done. Remember, Senate Democrats cannot afford to lose even a single vote to be able to pass this bill through reconciliation. So this is exactly why Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema's votes are so important here. A lot of you guys were in the comments the other day, and you guys are asking me, well, why does his vote matter so much? Well, because the Democratic majority in the Senate is so narrow, if they lose one Democratic vote, then they're no longer the majority, so they can't just pass anything that they want. Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are the two senators that they are watching out for the most since they've been the opposition leaders in the Senate. Now, on the other hand, the House can only afford to lose 3 votes if they want to be able to move this bill forward. Now, those conditions are better, but they're still very difficult to meet. But what do you guys think about this? This warning from Joe Manchin, it adds to the long list of problems that he has with the party's stimulus bill. Can the Democrats successfully unite and persuade moderates such as Joe Manchin to vote with the party? Drop a comment down below. I want to hear from you guys.
The White House, the House, and the Senate have reached agreement on a framework that will pay for any final negotiated agreement. So the revenue side of this, we have an agreement on. Okay? Thank you. A framework, an agreement of a framework.
All right, so last but not least, here's your daily update on the reconciliation bill, aka the stimulus bill that Congress is currently working on. We have breaking news today. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has announced that a Senate-House deal on framework for the $3.5 trillion package has been made. Now, this is a big step forward. Now, what could this new tax framework mean for the funding of the bill? Let's dive into this here. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on Thursday morning announced that the Senate, House, and White House have reached a deal on the framework to pay for the massive human infrastructure spending package that they hope to pass this fall under budget reconciliation. The White House, the House, and the Senate have reached an agreement on a framework that will pay for any final negotiated agreement. So the revenue side of this, we have an agreement on. This is what Schumer announced at a joint press conference with Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. This is definitely great news, guys. One of the main problems that we've been facing with this bill is regarding the funding of it. Maybe this will actually satisfy Senator Joe Manchin. That remains to be seen, though. Now, with this new framework announced by Chuck Schumer, the chances of the $3.5 trillion stimulus bill to move forward have skyrocketed. Here, a very crucial part of his statement is the framework that will pay for any final negotiated agreement. Now, whether the price tag will be at $3.5 trillion or lower is the question here. Now, remember, the price tag has been a big cause of tension among the Democrats recently. Now, without unanimous decision on the price tag, they cannot move forward with this, but let's continue here. It says we had a meeting with Secretary Yellen and the White House people. We have reached an agreement on a framework, menu of options that will pay for any final negotiated agreement. Pelosi called it an agreement on how we can consider going forward and a way to pay for this. The deal does not include a top-line revenue number or a top-line spending number, said a senior Democratic aide familiar with the agreement. Now, describing it as a menu of options is a very creative way and good way of putting it. What they're saying here is that they have prepared outcomes for whatever price they come up with. They likely didn't include a top-line number since they really haven't decided on that yet. They're in the process of negotiations, but they should hurry up and reach a decision now. It's a race against time at this point due to the voting day coming soon. Representative Ron Wyden told reporters the menu of tax proposals can be dialed up or down to raise any amount of money needed to cover the full cost of the reconciliation package, which has yet to be agreed to, but is unlikely to go above the $3.5 trillion figure currently on the table. It says here, we are ready with options that are on what I call this menu to pay for the choices that Congress makes, according to Ron Wyden. Exactly. Senator Ron Wyden has a point here. Also, the final price tag may still be undecided for now, but we're certain that it won't go above the $3.5 trillion. They can't afford to go beyond $3.5 trillion since that will undoubtedly result in losing the support of some of the moderates completely. Progressives will now use this new menu of options as a negotiating piece with the moderates. Hopefully being given options to choose from will make the decision a little bit easier with Senator Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. I wonder which price tag they'll actually pick. Whatever the case may be, they gotta get this deal done in time. A lot is at stake here, especially the chances of seeing a fourth stimulus check come to life. But that's it for another full day of breaking news on the stimulus bill. The day of voting is coming anytime now, so we can really see this thing moving at a sense of urgency here. But what do you guys think will happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So anyway, guys, that's all for the news on your fourth stimulus check update, recurring stimulus check update, Senator Bernie Sanders' new proposal for $1,000 checks for seniors. You got Senator Joe Manchin's warning to Bernie Sanders' proposal, and of course, Chuck Schumer's announcement of a new tax framework that will fund the $3.5 trillion stimulus bill. So hit me up in the comments down below, guys. Let me know what you're thinking. Also, drop me a comment down below. What was your movie that you've watched at least 10 times? I would love to know what your favorite movie is. I'm always looking for new movies, so drop that in the comments down below as well. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, join the family, turn on your notifications so that you know as soon as I release new videos and updates, and I'll see you guys on the next one.